This is a goldfish. You can buy this goldfish from any pet store. And this is a tank. You can buy this tank from any pet store. If you put this pet goldfish into this fish tank, sadly, it will not get bigger than this. You take that same goldfish and you put it into a bigger tank or even a pond, and this goldfish can get anywhere from 8 inches to 15 inches big. Now, how is that possible? If the size of a tank can determine the growth of a fish, then the question is, what size tank are you in? Floyd Mayweather is arguably one of the best fighters to ever lace up the gloves. Everyone knows that he had a perfect career, and whether you like the guy or not, he was the epitome of success for his craft. Now, something that people don't know is that Floyd has actually lost a fight before. In 1996, a 19-year-old Floyd Mayweather went to the Olympics with dreams of winning a gold medal. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner from the red corner, Mesdames, Messieurs, le gagnant, from Bulgaria, just like that, his dreams were crushed, and you could tell he was really devastated.
Floyd, it's a tough decision from my vantage point. Let me get your comment on the scoring.
I feel I won the fight.
There was a lot of controversy with the decision. A lot of people felt like Floyd Mayweather should have won that fight, and he was robbed.
The judge raised your hand. He thought you had won.
The referee raised my hand because he thought I won.
Yes.
But I'm glad that the fight went like it went.
Why?
Because if it did, it made me work that much harder as a professional not to feel that same pain again.
You see, Floyd could have got comfortable. He could have accepted that sometimes judges, sometimes refs get the fight wrong, and it's just part of the game. But he didn't. He made sure every time he trained that when he walked in that ring, the judges would have no reason to think that he wasn't the best fighter in the ring. And he went through some grueling training and went to places that others weren't willing to go.
Dedication. But yeah, Rob.
Each one of those grueling training sessions, he came back stronger and stronger. It kind of reminds me of a Dragon Ball Z episode. I don't know if y'all remember when Vegeta was on planet Namek, but he was trying to become a Super Saiyan, and he realized
the only way we can beat Frieza is for you to whip me to within an inch of my life.
It was called Zenkai. So Vegeta had Krillin blast a hole in his stomach, and then he had this little Namekian dude named Dende come and heal him and bring him back to life so he could try to become a Super Saiyan and beat up on Frieza. After Dende healed him, it worked. Vegeta's power level went through the roof. It still wasn't enough to compete with Frieza. Frieza still slid him up underneath a closed door. But he got stronger. We're not Super Saiyan, of course, but our bodies and minds are designed to get stronger too if we push them to the limit. Take your hands, for example. If you start lifting weights, if you start doing rock climbing, if you start playing the guitar, your hands might initially start to blister. They may feel sore. But if you give them some time, they will start building up their own natural armor called calluses. It's like little badges of honor on your hands for doing some hard work. And these calluses will make your hands more resistant and more resilient to stress and strain later in the future as you continue to work hard. And our minds are built the same way. Now, your mind may not build calluses on it. I sure hope not. But it can become more resilient. Think about a time in your life when you had to do something hard. Whether it be a sport, whether it be a video game, whether it be something in school that you had to learn. At first, it could have seemed impossible. But as you give it more time, you get more comfortable with it, you get more confident with it, and eventually that same task that once seemed impossible feels pretty normal now. So the whole idea is that we don't want to stay comfortable. We want to put our bodies, we want to put our minds in those stressful conditions so they can become stronger for those moments that need a strong person. And in order to challenge ourselves in these moments, we got to get out of that comfort zone. We got to get out of that tank. It's time for you to move on to a bigger pond. Now, I'm not going to overwhelm you. Sometimes when I'm watching these type of videos, they always throw a lot at you to the point where you just get paralyzed because it's too much. So I'm just going to give you 2 things that I recommend for those of you who are trying to get out of that comfort zone. One is start a new skill. I don't know what skill that is. I don't know what that means to you, but start a new skill. Do something that you always wanted to do and you never did it. And don't give up on it and get good at it. If you're gonna do it, you should at least dedicate 90 days to it. That first week is gonna suck. That's why most people who start a New Year's resolution, they don't actually make it through, is because of that first week. It sucks. But if you push through and get to day 90, you will have learned a new skill, and you will also teach yourself that you can do a lot more than you thought you could. My second tip, let me just tell y'all about this dude. So there was a guy who was a Air Force TAC P guy. He was also an Army Ranger, and he was also a Navy SEAL. He's the only person to ever do that. The dude is crazy, but he's got a very interesting story. Some of y'all may know him, some of y'all may not. His name is David Goggins. I don't usually recommend David Goggins to people because he can be a little brutal, but sometimes you need that brutalness or brutality. I don't know if brutalness is a word, but you get what I'm saying. Sometimes you need that on your quest to becoming stronger. David Goggins wrote a book, Can't Hurt Me. It's about his life, it's about his journey, and how he got this mind of who he is today. It's a very good book, and I recommend it to all people who are trying to get outside of their comfort zone. Sometimes mindset alone isn't the only thing that's going to get you through those hard times. Sometimes it's finding a good group of friends. If you want to hear how I made some new friends and they turned a crappy doodoo location into one of my best doodoo locations, I got a video on the screen right now telling you all about it. Like I always say, I hope this video brought value to you. Stay beautiful, stay classy, and until next time, check me out.